Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining Of Two Mindsets. I am D Hill, and she is.
Dr. P.
It's good to see you. We
Good to
have
see you.
a great topic tonight because we went to the movies together a few days ago. And before this week, what's the last movie we went to see together that you can remember?
The last movie we went to see together. I can't remember.
So, the last one I remember seeing with you was Titanic. And that's been a long time ago, right?
It's been a long time.
And yeah,
Wow.
yeah. But
We
when
gotta do
Titanic,
better.
no, it's all good. It's not like we're cousins, so we can't go together.
Good, because every time we go somewhere together, people think we're dating.
Exactly, exactly. So yeah, but this time we went to see the movie Disclosure Day, which is Steven Spielberg's big finale to his space and alien movies, according to him, and at least that's what I understand. And we'll go ahead and let everybody know right now. We're probably going to do some spoilers. We don't want to give away too much of the movie, but spoiler alert, spoiler alert. So, did you have a good time watching the movie? Yeah.
Was it was I was surprisingly um thrilled because I like Spielberg, but some things from him I can't really grasp. But until you had actually said, "Hey, let's go see Disclosure Day," I was like, "Okay," and I had to look it up,
Right.
to see what it was about first, and I was like, "Okay, well, sure, why not?" But I was pleasantly surprised, actually.
Are you a sci-fi person?
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
Well, if and this is probably putting throwing you under the bus and surprising you, what would you say has been one of your favorite sci-fi movies?
Let's see. I would say, well, it's not a movie.
Okay.
It's a series actually,
Hmm.
and I consider it sci-fi, and it actually may not be. It just depends. It's called From.
Okay. Yeah, that's funny because I was talking to my pops about From today, and he said he's not into that scary stuff like that. So I think that From is more of a horror as a and probably not considered sci-fi, but
Yeah,
yeah, because it's got the I don't know if we would consider them zombies or not, but I
I
love
don't,
From.
I don't think you like it.
Oh yeah, I got
Yeah,
into
yeah,
it a little bit
yeah,
late, but it
yeah,
is really intriguing. The concept is very, I think it's unique. I don't know too many other
yeah.
concepts like that, the
Yeah,
way
I think
in
it's
that town.
unique too. Now,
So,
I used to love the X-Files.
yeah. And X-Files is probably more on the level of what we're looking at with Disclosure Day. And X-Files
Yeah, yeah,
was a great
yeah,
show. And even the movies that they made from X-Files were pretty
yeah,
good.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I was definitely a big X-Files guy. I love that genre of show.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So coincidentally, and like I said, spoiler alert, on Disclosure Day, right now in real life, we have this week, we had the UFC wrestling in front of the White House. And this movie just happens to start with a wrestling match. I thought that
Right.
was really uh, it pushed us into the movie and it held our attention from the beginning. So
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
very interesting.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know,
Because I was trying to figure out what was going on.
exactly. Same here.
I was
Same.
like, okay, what does this have to do with this? But yeah, it drew you in because you really wanted to find out what the heck does this have to do with what we're here to watch? Yeah, but yeah, it was
Yeah.
very interesting.
exactly. But and that's really a part of what made the movie so. And I don't want to give away my rating too fast,
Hmm.
but I'll go ahead and say I was captivated from the beginning.
Yeah.
It captured my attention, and
Mhm.
I was constantly waiting for the next part to come, and it was really hard to look away from the screen because you never know what was going to happen next.
Right.
And
Right.
like I said, it made me think about the fact that they built an entire arena in front of the White House. So, did you see any of that event, the real life
I
event?
just, yeah, I just saw a snippet of it at work
Right.
because the television was on. But Cassandra and I, which is our other cousin, she was discussing it to me with me earlier. So I said, I have got to go back and really see the whole ordeal, you
Yeah,
know.
I haven't seen any of it either. I heard about the guy making the insult at Michelle Obama, but
Obama, yeah.
did that actually happen at the event?
I don't know if it happened there, but it has been on social media, and was I think it was on TMZ. But yeah, I know it was on social media, and the news. So I'm like, here we go again, so you know,
Right,
yeah,
right.
you got to beat them down with class. You got to beat them down with class. So
Hey, so what she say? When they go low, we go high.
we go high. Exactly,
But you can
exactly.
only go so high. That's my philosophy.
Yeah, yeah, because there is that ceiling of limitation, and
Exactly, exactly. So, and what did you think the movie did well, if you can name one thing?
um, honestly, I want to say it captivated the characters, the actors actually was so believable um, on every aspect, and just watching it, you could have just imagine that this could probably have been something that truly happened
Right.
just by how they were actually into it, their tones, their gestures, um, the movements, the vernacular, everything about the actual actors
Yeah.
was what drew me in, that kept me, because I was like, so what this clown about to do now? You know, and why is he doing this and why, that kind of stuff. And he's such a dummy, so and you could really imagine the whole thing actually happening, how he played it out. You could really imagine that it was truly happening.
Right. And let's just say, mention to those who might not know, this movie stars Emily Blunt, who's one of the main characters, Josh O'Connor, who is also a main character. Colin Firth plays Noah, who is an agency guy who's trying to capture um, those two, and our man Coleman Domingo, who plays Hugo. And of
Right.
course, it's directed by Steven Spielberg. Let's we have a special guest tonight, and it looks like he's almost ready. It's old friend of the pod, Mr. RJ. You're muted right now, sir. We'll give him a few minutes to get in. But yeah, I agree. The characters were absolutely incredible. The acting was perfect. They will probably have some awards coming their way, especially Emily Blunt. In my opinion, she
Yeah.
was totally captivating when she.
What else has she like done? Like,
I'd have to look it up right now, but I've seen her in a few things. And she's a
yeah,
pretty good actress in my opinion.
yeah, yeah.
But I've seen her in a few things. She's been around.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. RJ, how you doing, sir? We can't hear you.
I'm mute yourself, Mr. RJ. You're muted.
I'll see if I can unmute you. Gotta love
All right.
technology. See,
Yes.
you need one of the devices from the movie that so that you can
Yeah, he
just
needs a,
think,
yeah.
unmute, and it happens. But it's a
Hmm.
pleasure to see you, sir. Welcome back to the podcast. We went ahead and got started, and we just gave everybody a spoiler alert. We're going to try not to spoil too much of the movie, but um, it's hard to talk about without spoiling, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Sorry. My bad. I'm gonna spoil. I can't make any promises. Yeah. No,
What's
I enjoyed it. Huh? Go ahead.
well, the people who haven't seen you in a while? Tell everybody what's been going on with you, or whatever you want to share.
Not a whole lot has changed. I'm getting older. My kids getting older. You know, money stayed the same, but everything's all right. Everything is all right.
It's good
Everything's
to see you.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you know Dr.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pam, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Hey,
Yes.
Dr.
How are
Pam, how
you?
you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. How about yourself, RJ?
Doing well, doing well.
Oh, okay, good, good.
So RJ, Dr. Pam was just saying that the acting was actually one of the things that was done well in Disclosure Day. What did you know that was really done well? One thing.
The acting was good. The cinematography was great. Um, the sound was great. I went to see it in this. I don't know. It's some theater, and they said it was supposed to be like the optimal theater to
Experience,
see, yeah, experience to see this movie in. So the
right?
sound, everything was great for me.
Yeah. So for me, I thought the action scenes, I didn't expect them to be as good as they were. Um, there were some complaints about some of the action, but the wrestling at the beginning, that was a shock. It woke you up, it made you pay attention. Then there was a scene where, um, it was a little bit crazy when Josh O'Connor's character was coming back to the farmhouse and all of the agents were there looking for them. And he sneaks his way around the fence
Yes, yes.
and he
And
goes
steals a
and
car.
steals a car and then drives the car into the house to get his his girlfriend. That was his girlfriend, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
But
was his
yeah.
girlfriend.
yeah, but the chase scene, it was a little bit crazy, and the scene with the train, oh man, that was wild.
Yeah.
It was tense. It was really
Yeah,
tense, and
yeah, yeah.
so I thought they did that well. Dr. P, what could they have done better?
Um, I think having more footage of some of the clips that were supposedly had happened, um, like from the Nixon up until present time. And even with them implementing that, it made you really go back and try to research what actually was going on and what actually happened. Because, like I stated just now, I didn't realize about how it leaked from I am not a crook, Nixon. So I just think that if they'd had more clips, if they'd they've implemented a lot of clips, but I think having some
You wanted
real
them
up
to go
close,
in depth a little
in
bit into
depth,
some of the
yeah, just a little
clips.
bit more in depth with the clips. But I think with them holding up the signs that let you know where they were and the
Right.
date, if you were spot on and could pay attention, you might could go back and research to see what actually happened, if that was a fact that, if something actually truly happened back then, because the actual clips looked like they were original clips.
It looked very. Some of it looked fairly real. I'll admit. Just
Yeah.
and again, we're giving spoiler alerts here, so if you don't want to know what happened. Just this is a movie review, and we are going to spoil it if you haven't seen it. But what Dr. P is talking about is there's a scene in the movie where they show clips from as a part of the disclosure. Part of it is that they're showing what supposedly actually events where there have been UFOs and supposedly aliens, and they have videos of those events. So, yeah, I thought it was really shocking. I thought that was done fairly well, but I see what you're saying. If they had gone a little bit more into depth on that, yeah, I totally get it. Totally get it.
Yeah. Because I
RJ,
mean, what? Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, RJ.
no, go ahead and finish, Dr. P.
Well, I was thinking, because they always talking about Area 54, you
51.
know. I'm at Area 51. Yes, I'm sorry. They always talking about Area 51. So I'm like, let's really get into it. If you're gonna put them on the block, put them on the block. I think that was my cue. I just wanted to see more of that and give some more details for it's been out there for years, and there's no real confirmation. So
RJ, what could they have done
Yeah,
better?
yeah. And to both of your points, I like the action, and at the same time, the action was un-alien related action. It was, you know what I'm saying?
That's a
It
good
was
point.
it was
Yeah.
action, but it wasn't alien related. So yeah, I agree with Pam. I wish there was a little more diving into the alien part of Disclosure Day. The movie could have really been 4 hours long, and I probably wouldn't have been upset,
I,
because
right,
uh,
right.
because it was so well done and moved along so smoothly. So in the 2 hours, I still was, I was okay. I kind of wish we knew more about, because like I said, we're spoiling the movie. So
Yeah.
I wish I kind of knew where the alien hid out for those years that he'd been on the run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where was
I
Coleman
don't
Dominguez?
think I
Where
don't
was
think he
Coleman?
was on the run. I don't think he was on the run. They just had him hidden out. Uh, but
Yeah.
I thought that they had him in that facility.
I
Well, no,
don't
I
know.
think I think RJ makes a good point because I think they were on the run and they were constantly changing up the look of things. So they don't specifically say, you see them moving this set around where they built her house at the end,
Hmm.
and I think that they were constantly changing that up and moving around so that no one could pinpoint where they were.
Well, they
So
were.
I think RJ might be right about
Hmm.
Yeah, I kind of wanted. Well, yeah, here or there. It's like I want to know. Where did the alien come from? Is the alien from another planet? Is the alien from Earth? Where's the alien from? All those kind of answers that we never kind of got. Um, uh, which, like I said, they could have made the movie 4 hours so we can know just a little bit. They don't have to pinpoint down everything, but just a little more detail on the alien would have been helpful for me, from my perspective. So
Well, I
that.
would say this: the way he was getting out of the wheelchair, I was thinking that was the very first one from the beginning, like
mm,
What do you
because
mean? You
like
mean
he seemed like he was aged.
right?
You know what I'm saying? He seemed like he was aged, um, and just in his body movements and how they had him. So maybe he was maybe the first one that they actually had. Remember they had the little children looking ones
Yeah, yeah,
before, and I said maybe he was one of the first ones that they took back because they were supposed. And going back to RJ said there was not enough action as far as alien action, but they were supposed to be been friendlies, right?
hmm
Yeah.
well,
So
well, I don't know. We don't know that kind of really. They were holding hands, but who knows if they were friendly?
yeah,
You know.
yeah,
hey, good
that's
point.
true. Good point.
Yeah. So for me, what could have been done better, and this is going to probably sound a little strange and out of the blue. I've Spielberg seems to have an obsession with the music of John Williams. So you constantly got these orchestral sounds, this music that's the same music he used in Jaws, in Star Wars, E.T. It's the
I'm about
same
to
music
say E.T.
in every
Yeah.
movie. Yeah, and it says dun, 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 dun. You know, this music in every movie. Come on, it's so I wish that directors or producers or whoever is choosing the scores, I think it's time to come up with something new, and
hmm
there's going to be a lot of people who are going to give praise to the soundtrack, but I'm bored with this type of soundtrack, and I'm bored with that sound.
Yeah.
I just want to hear something different in the
Yeah.
accompanying music. That's just me though.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah,
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
I won't download that soundtrack.
Well, don't let me stop you if that's
Uh,
your if that's your
no,
bit.
I'm just saying. No, I was there. I was there. So
Right, right, right. So I'm gonna sort of put the spotlight on you, Dr. P, because you've said some things. Are you at all familiar before this week with the U.S. Department of War's UFO disclosure?
um, well, yes and no. Um, I've heard some things, but I haven't. I guess because I try not to dab into the news.
Okay.
Um, um, as of the last couple of years, because of you know. So I've heard bits and pieces. I have not actually did a lot of research myself, but this movie actually made me want to actually dip into it a little bit deeper, to actually see, what's going on, how it's moving, how it's doing. And so I said after tonight, I was going to actually go to the link and take a look and see what's actually happening, what's actually being said, what's actually being done.
Okay. RJ, you want to give us insight into real disclosure?
yeah. I peeked it. I've checked. I didn't. I admittedly I haven't watched as much as you probably have, but it piqued my interest. So I did take a look at some of the grainy and choppy video that's out there that's available. And sort of like to Disclosure Day movie, it wasn't full of aliens
Right,
or
right.
what I
Right, right,
what I perceive or humans we all perceive as aliens. Just a lot of flying things and people saying, "Well, what is that?" I mean,
right,
it could be a lot of things,
right,
Yeah,
But
yeah.
so I guess in its nature, it is alien, because we don't know exactly what it is. So that's really kind of the extent of it, for me.
So yeah,
So I so the new releases I haven't even checked out. I kind of watch YouTube just to see people's reaction. If the reaction is great, I'll probably take a look at it. But at this point, I haven't looked at the second batch of or third batch of videos
right.
that have been released.
So my question is, Donald Trump says that, he's going to be directing the Secretary of War and other relative departments to release, to start the process of identifying and releasing government files related to alien and extraterrestrial life. So where has the files been all this time?
So
Well,
yeah,
if
go
you
ahead.
if you go by what the movie says, after Nixon, they found that they
Yeah,
couldn't trust presidents, so they
right.
stopped even divulging that information to presidents. And funny that I guess Nixon would be well, he's gone. There would be no other president after him because Gerald Ford's gone, Jimmy Carter's gone. So
What,
Yeah.
so
what do
I
you
guess
mean there will be no other presidents after him?
no more presidents would have that information.
Gotcha.
So he
Yeah.
was the last one to be trusted with the alien
Yeah,
knowledge, right?
supposedly.
According to the movie. Yeah. So
Right. You know,
So,
all this historical documentation, you know, from the federal government. So my thing is he doing it for, I, I don't know. That to me, I think there's a lot behind why he is doing it and why he's choosing now to do it.
well,
You know,
if I may, I have been following it, like RJ said. So over the past few years, even before Trump got into office, there have been people coming forward from these different departments in the government who might be considered whistleblowers. They're saying there are these secret government departments that even sometimes even the president doesn't know about that are taking taxpayer money and they're funding these programs that Congress doesn't know about. Anywhere money goes for taxpayer money, Congress is supposed to be approving it and should have the ability to know what's happening. Now, there are some things that, yeah, you don't tell the public everything because there are government secrets that need to be kept in order to maintain the security of the country. But a lot of people, these whistleblowers are saying that this is information that the public should be aware of. And there are people such as David Grush and others who say that the government has possession of not non-human intelligence bodies
right.
and crashed vehicles that are truly unknown origins. So, and some of the private companies, consider Boeing, not necessarily Boeing, but are using these technologies to build their own technologies. So they're reverse engineering. But the problem is, and instead of just saying that there are aliens, they're saying money from taxpayer money is being used to fund programs that Congress doesn't know about. And that's how they're getting the light put on this. Last year and in recent years, there's been actual congressional hearings. So this is not just Trump. That's what I'm saying. People have been pushing Trump. So that's why he has come forward and said, let's release some of the files. And Dr. P, you asked where have these files been? Well, they were classified. So of course, classified stuff doesn't just get released to the public. So what they're doing is unclassifying the files. These are videos, PDFs, all types of documents. And they have been posting them for, I think, at least a month and a half, if not 2 months now, at war.gov. That's war.gov. The Department of War used to be known as the Department of Defense, and is now known as the Department of War. So they have a website, and there, when you go to war.gov, you will see a page called UFO, and that's where they are putting these files. And those files are there have been 3 releases so far. You can filter them out, release 1, release 2, release 3, and you can see the ones that they've released in each one. But it's bigger than Trump, in my opinion, and I think that he doesn't really know what's going on, to be honest with you. So that's just to give a background of the real life disclosure that's happening in the background. Because surprisingly, RJ, people have not been paying as much attention as you and I have, maybe as much as I have. So where are you, RJ, as far as this movie's connection to the real life disclosure?
Well, I thought it was interesting. I thought, when Emily Blunt's character was behind the desk and they were releasing some of the clips, I thought that was interesting, and I wanted to know some of those clips the same clips that are on the Department of War? I was curious of that. So I haven't confirmed that. Have you confirmed that some of those clips indeed were on the Department of War, or do you know?
No,
Or
they some of them look familiar, and I feel like some of them were based on some of the real clips, but
okay.
I didn't recognize any of them readily. But some of
Mhm.
them did look very familiar, but I don't know if those were real clips they were showing, but they were very close to the supposedly real ones. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay,
I
so
mm.
go ahead, Dr. P.
No, I'm just thinking in my head, like it was very realistic. Um,
Yeah.
very realistic. If it's not based on half, and like I said to you earlier, or was I saying this to Cassandra, is that you had to decipher what was real and what was not real.
Mm,
And
yeah.
in my mind, I was sitting there like, is this part true fact? Is this factual or is this fiction? Which, are we dabbing into fiction and it's crossing over to actual factual evidence? And that to me just kept me going throughout the whole movie because I'm sitting there trying to figure out, okay, I know that that happened, but did that really happen? And did that happen? Just looking at the clips in the movie,
Yeah.
not the actual scenes, but the clips that they were actually exhibiting in the movie. Some of those clips were very realistic,
Oh,
in my opinion. So,
I hear you. I hear you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the bodies on the ground. Yeah, that it was interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Area 51 would have been a nice I guess topic for them to explore a little bit deeper, since that was like our first envoy into this whole alien sphere here, right? If they could have dug a little deeper into that, that'd have been nice, I think. But this is just the beginning, I guess, for um, Steven Spielberg. Maybe is there a disclosure date too, slated or something, or who knows?
Yeah,
Well,
when
I
I
think
was
this was according to Diedrich, that this was supposed to be his finale for in
yeah, he
aliens and test in you know
yeah, not necessarily his last movie, but this is supposed to be his last alien movie and supposed
Oh,
maybe a space movie. So that's my understanding. But hey,
okay.
if it does well, maybe he'll make a part two.
I
Mhm.
mean, listen, you pretty much somebody would pretty much have to, in my opinion, because of how it went off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for this to be released around this time, everything that the real live disclosure days that are happening now, and this movie, it to me the actual release date and the timing of it all just seems so impactful. So
Well,
to me, it
it's
seems like it's intentional,
yeah.
you know.
It almost seems coordinated. Like,
Yeah,
come on,
yeah,
it really does, right? He
yeah.
releases a movie called Disclosure Day, and then just coincidentally, United States government decides to initiate their own
Disclose.
disclosures.
Disclosure day.
It's
Right.
kind of
Yeah, and
very,
on
very, very coincidental.
the movie was released on June 12th, and on June 12th they released the third batch of UFO files at war.gov also. So yeah.
Right.
So but Spielberg says there's no coordination.
Of course not.
Of
Right.
course
Yeah.
not. Of course not. Not at all. Not at
But
all.
it's great marketing if that's the case. Because the movie's
And
number one. So
yeah,
yeah.
and what got me was at the end, people were applauding.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they were applauding in the movie theater. They were applauding. I
not
was
my theater. No.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, RJ, but in ours they were applauding. They were
they were.
applauding.
That's
Mm.
true. That's true. let's discuss the device. We'll start with you, Dr.
Mm.
Pam. The device was this powerful technology that it was never, I don't think it was ever specifically said that it was alien. Was it alien technology? And that what it enabled people to do, did it remind you of anything else that you've ever heard
I think it, well, listen, I truly believe that it could only have been alien technology or some type of foreign um, terrestrial uh, technology because it was so advanced. Some of the things that it allowed uh, the individuals to do. And the thing what got me was that I was trying to figure out why they had on gloves to handle it until they showed the one guy who didn't have a glove on.
of? Yeah,
You
he wish he
know,
had one on, right?
yeah, he wished he had one on.
But
So
he didn't die though, right? He just
no, no,
No,
no,
but still.
he disappeared and came back. You know, oh, sorry,
Mhm.
spoiler alert, but but you know, so I truly think that it had to be um alien or foreign terrestrial technology because it's so advanced and the things that it could make you do, make you see, make you hear. Um, I don't think there's been a movie that I can recall that would put me in the mind of that as far as um,
Those abilities.
yeah, those abilities. I don't think so.
What about
I'm
you,
not
RJ?
quite sure.
Did it
You
remind
got me.
you the
You
powers?
got me thinking, man. Because I kind of think I have seen something like that. And I just can't pinpoint it.
Well, I have one.
Um,
Let me start off then. So, uh, I think it was X-Men First Class, and
Ah,
they were in the back
bingo.
of this military convoy truck,
Yes.
and Professor X, who was the young Professor X at the time,
Mm-hmm.
the military men came around the back of the truck and they looked in, and Professor X, they were all back there, but he caused them
But
to be, they
to
could not
not
see
see.
them. So
Right.
this is one of the things that came to my mind immediately when she was holding it and made the agents men not be able to see them at the facility. So
oh,
Well,
that's
yeah.
one of the things.
yeah, yeah. But and then since you said that, also X-Men, when
Well, Harry did it too in Harry Potter.
Harry Potter,
yeah,
uh,
Harry Potter,
Yeah,
yeah.
the cloak of
X-Men, the
invisibility.
cloak of
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I also when what's her name? Kid the 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 blue X-Men. What's her name?
Aurora, not Aurora, but Mystique.
Yeah,
Mystique. Yeah.
Mystique. Like she could just pop in and out. And she could change her appearance.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, and so that's also part of what was happening in here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So superhero stuff. Maybe
Yeah.
superheroes are real, and they just have a device. Ah,
I'm a superhero every day.
what? You
Every
are. I
day.
agree. I agree.
Every day.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Mm.
So yeah, I just wanted to make those, but also what Noah was doing near the beginning of the film. When we think about certain horror movies and we think about demonic possession, he possessed Jane and made her look around the house so that he could see what was going on. So, there's also that parallel of physical possession that is often attributed to um, evil spirits, let's say, or demons. So there's also that aspect of the device's power. That was one of the
Right.
things.
And that's the part I was thinking of that I couldn't quite pinpoint another film that did that where, like somebody human possessed another body. That's the part I was struggling to think of a
Um,
similarity to another movie.
a human possessing another person's body. The X-Men. That's what Doctor Professor X does. He can
Right, he
control
does
people.
that.
Yeah,
Yep, he does. Yep.
yeah. As so,
You're right,
Prof-
because yeah, he did that with Magneto, making him we can go on all day about that, but yes, you're right.
we
He
can't hear
does.
you, Doctor P. We can't hear you.
Yeah, I was about to say, although there was a possession, it wasn't evil. So I want to let the audience know it wasn't evil. It was just a possession where he,
Oh, he was evil. He was an evil
Yeah,
well,
man.
he
yeah.
was,
That's what
he
I was about to
was.
say. What is
I mean,
evil?
but he was, but it wasn't like some demonic, you
Mm,
know, a demonic spirit.
hey,
It was somebody who was trying to figure out where they were, especially like when they was in the hotel.
yeah.
When they were in the hotel, and although she was bond, and he still fixed it where she could show him where they were. So,
Maybe when you hear of other possessions, maybe it's just somebody trying to figure out what's going on. Maybe they're not evil either.
you know where.
Hey, I'm just following along with your line of reasoning. All right, let's move on. So yeah, we talked about the timing of the release with the actual disclosure, and did y'all want to discuss anything else in the movie that caught your attention, RJ?
Well, the two, I guess, main plots from the main characters that, like, uh, young lady who didn't want this, she thought it would mess up her, not only her religion, but the world's religion. That was very interesting to me. And it made me, think to myself, how would I feel, being a man of faith? Would it really mess me up? And I don't think it would. I mean, somebody had to design them too, right? So, at the end, I mean, I know I'm jumping real fast, but
No,
I
it's
don't
fine.
think it would. I don't think it would mess up my faith, knowing that there were aliens. And the nun had a very good answer. You know what I'm saying? She gave a good answer to the young lady. So I really liked that. I liked the the revealing that math is the universal language. I love that personally for my nerdy self.
Yeah,
Being
me
an
too.
analyst, I like, I love numbers. So, and understanding that was really powerful and moving to me.
Yeah.
Um, Especially watching it with my son. He's like, "Oh, okay, well, maybe you're not such a
A
whack
nerd.
guy after all." So, so it felt good, that part.
Yeah.
Um, and just the character struggles were the movie was good. It was a good movie. Like I said, they could
Yeah.
have made it 4 hours. I'd have been happy.
Yeah. I think so too. I think because
Mhm.
everything it was not predictable
Well, the
at
end. The
all.
end was the end. The end of the movie was predictable to me.
Uh,
Like you knew in the white. I knew in the white van that what it was. Like,
oh
okay, all
yeah,
right.
yeah, but I didn't. I
Yeah,
think I think that for me, I think at the end, I was I wasn't expecting for it to end like it did. I thought I was going to see some, I don't know what I thought, but I was not expecting the end. But what I did like was how they had the main character speak in an alien tongue, supposedly, and only one person could hear it, who was the other main character, and understand, and it was all math. It was alien or extraterrestrial math, and he could understand it. He was actually writing it down. And I wasn't expecting that at all. And I think that was to me, the two finding each other, and us trying to figure out why why was she meant to find him? And then finding out why in the middle of the story that they had met before.
yeah.
and how they had met before. So that was very interesting to me.
Cool. So going into this movie, a lot of people were predicting or felt somehow that they thought that this was the sequel to Close Encounters of the Third Kind. So did either of you see Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
Yeah,
Yes.
I did. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. But this movie had nothing to
Nothing
do
to do with
with
that
Close
at
Encounters of the
all.
Third Kind.
Yeah.
Right, right. So yeah, these characters, they were not connected to it. They would not have been born when that movie, chronologically was
Was
happening.
released.
Yeah, so I found that to be interesting because I went into it with that expectation because so many people had said it was a sequel, but that was not the case at all.
Right.
Uh, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, I thought was a great movie. Also, yeah.
Hmm.
It was. It was. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, did y'all want to touch on anything else before we give our ratings? Any
Hmm.
cool points or anything that stuck out that I just want to say, let's just say also, Dr. P and I gave a review of the movie Michael recently, and Coleman Domingo played Joe Jackson in Michael, and he was incredible as Joe Jackson. He was great in my opinion,
Yes,
and
he
here he
was.
is playing a totally different character, also doing a great
Hmm.
job. The dude's a good actor,
He is.
Hmm.
in my opinion.
He is. I think so as well. Yeah, I think so as well.
And
Yeah.
and did you know he went to high school with Will Smith? Did you know that?
What? No, so he looks a lot older than Will Smith.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
no, I mean, not, I'm just saying, no, I never would have thought that. That's cool.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so this is the moment everybody's been waiting for. We're going to let our special guest go first. Remember, you can't give half stars, and I assume you've thought of the rating already. RJ,
Right.
my man, my bro, how did you rate Disclosure Day?
And again, we're using a 5-star rating. Is that right?
That's correct.
I'm going to give it a 4.
All right.
Okay.
You want to give any
Mhm.
details on that for? Yes.
Well, again, because I wanted more aliens. I at least wanted to see a ship flying. Or aside from the clips, I wanted to see more aliens. I mean, I wanted to see the aliens do some stuff, not just sitting in the wheelchair at the end of the movie. I wanted to see some aliens. The
Well,
movie's called Disclosure Day. I
right,
mean,
right.
disclosure
But
involves information. I get that. Yes, I understand
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But
That's
at
and
the
you
same
got what
time,
no. And you got what was supposed to happen. They were supposed to be disclosing, and they
well, this is
disclosed. I
this is
did
Steven
the
Spielberg. He's supposed to give a little more than that. I mean, you lucky. I could have gave it a 3, honestly, but
Yeah.
I liked this kind of stuff, so I gave it a 4.
All
um,
right. All right. Dr. P, we're going to let you go next. So, how did you rate Disclosure Day?
I'm gonna give it a 5.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna give it a 5 because, like, number one, the actors were phenomenal. I really do think they're gonna get some awards for this. I don't know what, I don't know by whom, but the actors were phenomenal. The technology, the cinematography, as RJ said, was awesome. The only thing I like the scoring of the music could have been better, but everything else overshadowed that because uh, it kept my attention the entire time. And I think what I really liked was how when they were doing the disclosure, that there were television stations all over the world disclosing this information, and
That part was good. I like that part. Yeah.
yeah, and how she was actually sitting there giving out the information, telling the people what was happening, telling the people how long this had been going on, and how the guy, I can't forget his name, Dietrich, the lead. the lead role young guy, how he,
Daniel,
yeah, Daniel,
the
how
Josh
he was,
O'Connor character.
yes, how he was actually pushing the USB drives and saying play, play, play,
Yeah,
play.
that was cool.
And it just kept, and the information just kept coming. It just was like it was just non-ending of information that was coming. And that actually kept me, it just kept me all the way to the end where I was just like, okay, so what are they? And it's all over the place, all over the place. That I give it a 5. I just give it a 5.
Excellent, excellent.
I want to circle back. I want to reclaim my time here.
Sure thing. Please do. Please do.
It would have been nice to know also, because a lot of stuff you just kind of had to, interpret for yourself. Like when they mentioned like the reverse engineering. So what exactly was reverse engineered? Is it their cell phones? Is the TVs that all of a sudden, we go from from a little tiny black and white tube to a giant 75-foot screen? What I'm saying? What exactly has been reverse engineered? Because we've had so much of an advancement in technology in just like 30 years. If you compare that to like the previous 300 years, where we were just in horses and carriages, and then
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
what exactly was reverse engineered? Because it would make sense, if it landed, these Roswell landed in the 1940s or whatever, and they took some time to get it. Then all of a sudden, you see, like I said, right now we just had a explosion of technology, if you will, where it's artificial intelligence is just taking over now.
Right,
So
right.
it'd be curious to know what they were implying the reverse engineered advances to. That'd have been nice to know. A lot of questions they just left it up to your own interpretation, which I need you to tell me what the deal
That's the
is,
part.
man.
That's that's the culture of the movie. That keeps you
Well,
going.
I'm a lazy moviegoer. I want you to reel it off. I want to see it, man. I paid $20 for this
I
ticket.
cannot with you. I cannot with you. I just
But
I
cannot.
paid
RJ,
$20.
you
Huh?
might get your answers this year the way things are going in real
Well,
life.
mhm.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So my rating is I'm giving it a 4 stars. So I would give it, no, I'm not, yeah, 4 stars. So like I stated, the score, the theme music was very, I think it's outdated.
She didn't
It's,
even notice the music.
But if
yeah,
you
but
but
I
okay,
did
okay,
because
but Diedrich, if you took okay, so we're talking about the aspects of the movie
yeah,
itself. So
yeah,
if you took the music away,
uh-huh.
what would your score be?
Yeah.
It would still be a 4. It's not a
Okay.
perfect. Like I told you when we did Michael, I'm only giving a 5 to a perfect movie, and this movie is far from perfect. So, for
Hmm.
instance, when Jane and Daniel were running from the agents from the farmhouse, and they got out of the car, they hid behind a rock, and the agents were right there on the other side of the rock, and then the two just ran away through bushes. You could hear their footsteps, and the agents didn't even look. It was stupid. Do you know the scene I'm talking about when they
Yeah,
dumped
Yeah.
yeah, that's
jumped the car?
when the car went over the cliff.
Yeah, they just hid
Yeah.
behind a rock, and there's like 15 agents here on the other side of that rock, and they're just hiding behind the rock. And then they say, "Let's go," and they run, and you can hear them stepping away, and nobody looks.
Well,
So
Yeah.
maybe they were these new agents that we have right now. Maybe they were like
they
those
were like
guys.
ICE agents.
They were
Yeah.
ICE
That's right.
agents.
They
Yeah.
were ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because they
Yeah.
was
So
So
that
looking
makes
for
sense.
the
I like
they
it
were
now.
looking for the aliens. The ICE agents there was looking for the aliens. They were
They
looking
were
for the
ICE
all
aliens.
agents.
right, all
Yeah.
ICE
right.
agents looking
Double
for aliens.
entendre.
Yes,
That's
that's
hilarious.
right.
Right.
Yes, looking
Mm-hmm.
for aliens. Right.
Yeah.
That's
Mm-hmm.
exactly what it is.
But
Yep.
a 4 stars is a high rating. Very high
It
rating.
is. It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
this movie was thought provoking. The scenes were great. The cinematography was good. And, surprisingly, I did look at a lot of videos on people reviewing the movie, and a lot of people hated this movie. It's funny. I think they're just hating, but yeah. So I think I really liked it.
Yeah.
Just a few parts that I thought could have been better and would not allow me to give it 5 stars. But Dr. P, I understand why you gave it 5 stars also.
Hmm.
I just want to say I'm surprised. A lot of people don't know what's going on in the world. The fact that the US government is talking about UFOs and releasing files on UFOs, that's a big deal. And a lot of
That's a
people
major deal.
don't know what's happening. No, a lot of people don't know.
Listen, they are so far removed from this. For them, this is not important. Let me tell you, more people are invested, in my opinion, in what the current president is actually doing as far as war crimes. I don't think you have this stuff on social media about the guy who talked about Michelle Obama. You have all this other stuff on TMZ. I just think people are so far removed from realism. Um, and somebody asked me about, do I watch something on television? I said no, I don't watch um, reality TV, which is stuff like The Housewives and shows like that. The what is it? The Bachelor and the Bachelorette and stuff like
Mhm.
that. People are so removed because of things that are going on in society that they want something that's non-realistic,
Mhm.
to take their minds off of what really is happening. And that's why I tell people all the time, pay attention, um, because they're drawing your focus. They're taking you away from what's really happening. And before you know it, we're going to be walking around here with aliens. And they're going to be like, well, when did this happen? And while you were sitting there watching Bachelorette, that's when it happened,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I just want to point that out. It's a pretty big deal. RJ, it's been a pleasure. You get any thoughts that you want to impress upon us before we close out?
Yes. Listen.
What a great way to end it. Thank you for joining us, my brother. We appreciate you coming on, and I hope to
Thanks for
see you
having
again.
me. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Dr. P, as always, it's a pleasure, and thanks for your time and being here. Everybody, if you would, please hit the like button, subscribe so you can get more conversations like these. This is Of Two Mindsets, and we appreciate you joining us. Have a great day.
Hey, can I say one thing?
Absolutely.
People, as you're watching this, please go to the Department of War at war.gov/UFO. War.gov/UFO. If you're interested, to see the information that's out there, see what's happening now, tune in, get some knowledge, um, prepare yourself for whatever it is to come. Who knows? So I just want to leave that with them to go check the website out.
Yeah, and this is not like some influencer on YouTube or some person, you know, in out there in the world posting this stuff. This is the United
United
States
States.
government saying this is the information that we have on unidentified anomalous objects on aliens. They haven't
Right.
shown any aliens yet, but how are people not interested in it? Hey, maybe I'm crazy. Anyway,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
am crazy,
That's,
but
I mean, that's
yeah,
like, like I say, Russia was the first ones to make a airplane shaped like a flying saucer.
yeah,
So,
that's interesting.
yeah.
All right, guys, it's been a pleasure. I hope you all have a great evening and that, go see the movie. Take care. This is of Two Mindsets. Hit the like button and subscribe. Take care.